Hi YouTube, I have not checked in a while, uh, but yeah, some stuff has changed. I moved, so I'm now no longer living in a tiny studio apartment. I'm living in an apartment where I have a garage, and it is now my workshop. So I'm now no longer trying to build stuff in a desk built into a hallway. It has been like really tough to work on stuff these last couple of years, much as I don't really want to whine about that. But now that I have room to like dedicate space to working on things, it's been just a delight to be able to come in here and put some time into stuff, which is all a ways away from being like done. But figured I'd check in, and there's at least one thing I can do on a video here to maybe get a little satisfaction. Just a little bit. I have no idea how my audio is in here. I'm guessing awful. Anyway, so I've been working on the Mandalorian more than anything. I need to find where I stuck one of the pieces for the Thor costume. But yeah, no. Here we've got a lot of the constituent parts of the Mandalorian costume. Yeah, this is not sealed. Like, everybody who's in the next garage can hear me. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Anyway, so these are going to be the knee plates, which I think they're gone. It's okay, they're fine. They're actually pretty cool. I just don't want to explain the whole YouTube thing. Anyway, so continuing my like trend of working with found parts for anything I make. The Mandalorian costume is mostly like other things that I've chopped up to try to turn into, the plates for the costume. I've also got the jumpsuit and I've got a lot of other stuff done, but yeah, this is one of the leg plates. It was originally a gift wrap box, and those little textured bits at the bottom were part of the handle for a sled, the same sled that was used for this, because, frugality. Anyway, so these are one of the more done pieces, partially because they're going to be down on the leg, so I wasn't as worried about the paint job being as thorough on those. Mostly the weathering. Like I'm really trying to get the weathering right, and that's not something I've worked with before, so I'm kind of shooting in the dark a little bit. This is one of the things I've been working on is the knee pads with the dart launchers. I'm probably going to do them asymmetrical, so I can do something different on the other knee pad. Just because sometimes I hate building the same thing twice. Those barrels are going to get trimmed way down, as hilarious as that would be. And that little Lego goodie box look on the side there is going to get very disguised. But yeah, that's how the knee plate and not that I can see what I'm doing or figure out what I'm doing when I'm looking at a camera. Yeah, so those plates fit together and interact pretty nicely. The leg plates are based off some Star Wars: The Old Republic Mandalorian armor, vaguely. It's not exact, The chest piece is one of the most custom parts, where it was originally one of those like scoop sleds with another plate over it, and then that yellow thing is from this. Excuse me. Oh, there it goes. Off-brand Nerf gun, where the design is just super busy, but it makes for some really cool little doodads to add to stuff. And then I've got a scoop that's going to go in that slot to, if you guys know who Roland Dyer is, there's some of the chest plate that looks like a little bit Roland Dyer inspired. And vaguely kind of a little bit similar to Din Djarin's two different chest plates. Vaguely, this is all, I'm kind of going off in my own direction on a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's where most of that's going. And then this shoulder piece, you can kind of see the silhouette of how I'm trimming that. Yes, there are more than a couple pieces of this that are getting made out of chunks of an Easter egg. Consider that an Easter egg. Now, But I'm going to put a flat plate where I've cut that out there to give it kind of that same general like shape profile like in the Snow Trooper chest pieces. That shape seems like really Star Wars to me. So I'm essentially, wanted to work that in on one of the shoulder pieces. I say one of them because, I like a certain amount of asymmetry on my Mandalorian. So this is my spray painting booth. It is a giant box with a doll skeleton to hold the things up. And this is the other shoulder belt, which, here, let me see if I can, if this cell phone stand I have here for this exact purpose will do the thing I put it here to do. Here, as I try not to break my phone or drop my phone. Fantastic. Alrighty. As I just keep using my front-facing camera for terrible video. And I just got through with my third layer of spray painting on this. And I'm about to peel off the masking. So I figure I could at least peel off masking in this video. This is not going to be the video about how these are put together. I'm going to do a much more thorough one of those later. This is just kind of a check-in, and who doesn't like to see masking get peeled off of something? So, look at that. Now, of course, then I'm going to have to go through and do a lot more weathering after I peel the masking off to get it to look right, but it is still going to look pretty nifty on its own regard. I'm thinking when I do the video series about the Mandalorian costume, I'm probably going to start with a video about how I came about the design, which is going to be, it's going to be a pretty goofy, pretty, I don't know, let's use the phrase thumbtacks and strings kind of video, where it'll be almost one big tangent, and then at the end it'll just be like, and that is how I came to the idea I came to. Okay, so, yep, that went clear to the plastic there. So I am still having a little bit of trouble with the paint peeling in some places. I was afraid of that. Hopefully once I get a decent clear coat over this whole thing, that'll help mitigate that. I know there's going to be a lot of additional scraping to do because once I got this roughed up and primered, I did a layer of silver and then a layer of black and then a layer of color over the top of that to give it sort of a a little bit of a, so that if I scrape parts of the paint job off, it will realistically go from like the paint to what'll look like a layer of primer to a layer of bare metal, which is something I first tried on the helmet. Yeah, and there I do have a couple little bullet/laser dings in the armor that I'm gonna have to do a lot more working around to get those looking where I want them to do. So this whole masking thing is just to sort of like get an initial blocking out of where I want the paint scraped off, and then I just kind of continue to scrape off from there, work at the edges to get the effect I want, which is kind of, you can sort of see how I've done that on the legs, which of course I'm, none of my methodology, no. Tell me this whole thing's not just going to scrape right off. Well, when I'm taking an X-Acto knife to it. Alright, I can still, I can salvage that. That's going to be fine. Famous last words. But there I can get some silver over the top of that pretty easy. And hopefully that will not continue to be an issue. But yeah, no. guess don't be surprised if it turns out that it is totally an issue. Because I have in fact already painted this exact piece once. Because I was like, it'll be fine. I don't need to use this primer that's specifically really good for plastic, and I don't need to sand the surface first. That's all gonna be fine. My folly, my hubris, has led me to painting this piece another time. So, I don't know if you're still here watching the video. Thanks for hanging out for my quick little. Oh, you guys want to see me peel some tape off something? No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. It is, yeah, and that's the thing is I'm working on stuff and I want to tell you guys about stuff, but I just, man, I don't think I'm wired to be a YouTuber. And I also I don't do the kind of stuff that you can, like really consistently put out videos on. At least I don't think I could. I wonder sometimes. I wonder about challenging myself like that. But I also have some other things I'm going to be working on that will hopefully result in a paycheck. That means I won't have to work my miserable soul-crushing day job that sucks all the energy out of me. Like some manner of time vampire. That has some promise to it. That's got some chops. Now, of course, that is going to have to be like further weathered down significantly. But I like where that is going. And I will try to keep you guys appraised of where that's going as much as possible. So, thanks for your time, guys. Talk to you later. I don't know, guys is probably not the right. Guys is a very limited word. It's just one I'm accustomed to using in folks. I don't know, I have to use that for work. I'm not going to use that here. Anyway, later.